Yeah, so hi everyone. I am Zahra. I used to be the GDSC lead for the University of Mauritius. I am now the GDSC mentor and also the GDG Ikadabasi co-organizer, Google Crowdsource influencer, and I am also a full-time software developer here in Mauritius. So it is a great pleasure for me to be here among all of you today to speak about communities. Okay, so communities are just great, and I hope that you're going to want to join a community or be in the GDSC in the long run. So the contents, the subtopics for today, as you can see, we are going to talk about leveraging tech communities as a student. So the subtopics that follows are what are communities, why you should join tech communities, the existing communities, and personally, like my personal experience with communities. So as you can see here, I am demonstrating that community is equal to unity. Well, there's a reason for that. Just to explain to you in simple terms, communities are a group of people who have a common goal and who come together so as to achieve that goal. And it is a place where you're not competing against each other, but rather you're pushing each other to become better. Now, for instance, let me give you a small example. Okay, whether you are a beginner or whether you are someone of advanced level in tech, okay, you're going to always maybe have a goal that you might want to reach, but it is impossible to reach it alone, or struggles that you might face as a developer. Let me tell you about as a developer, whether you're a beginner or whether you're a senior level. I mean, we do always struggle. Not struggle, but we do face challenges at some point because you see, this is quite normal, and sometimes there are like other people who might like know how to do things in a better way than we do, and they share their knowledge with us. So communities is just a great place for all of that. Okay, to for you to reach your goal, for you to have someone to help you in your challenges. Okay, and there are many more, but these are kind of a few that I'm listing here. So why should you join the tech community? Okay, now as you can see here, I have listed a few points which are community support, various opportunities about follows, networking, and so forth. So like I was saying earlier, whether you're a beginner or advanced level, so you see sometimes you do face some challenges, or sometimes there are goals that you might want to achieve, but which is like not easy to achieve alone. So of course, yes, the community is just the best place to do it, right? This is what community support is about. If I give you an example, when I first started, I do use Flutter a lot in my job. This is Flutter is a Google technology for those who don't know. So I started learning Flutter on the job itself, right? But I did not have any prior knowledge of it. And sometimes I would struggle, not struggle, but face challenges. I don't know why I keep saying struggle, but you don't really like struggle. It's just challenges that you face. Okay. I would face some challenges, and sometimes it would be like very difficult for me to understand why it is such and such. But the Flutter community is just great. And whenever I had some issues, for instance, in Flutter you have a null safety, and I was not quite good at this. And then I did reach out to the community, and they did a great job explaining to me. And now I do certainly do not face such issues now. But just to tell you that, okay, there are some people out there who are willing to help you now. There are not only like Flutter community, there are a lot of other communities, of course. But the tech community is just vast and great. And then opportunities. What I mean by various opportunities, well, opportunities in itself is very vast, guys, and I can only give you a few examples of, I mean, not example, but just tell you briefly how you get to have like opportunities by joining a community. For instance, I'm going to take the GDSC itself, right? Because we are currently attending the GDSC session. So oftentimes, like throughout the year, you have a Google scholarship that comes around, right? So this they offer you various courses that you might want to actually enroll in and complete, and which probably you might want to, if you might want to specialize in a certain field as well, this is very good for you. So now, how are you going to know that, okay, there's such and such thing going on? Of course, there's always going to be like someone who knows when the Google scholarship things are around or out, okay, and they're going to share it in the community, or the program managers themselves are going to share it with the leads, and then they are going to share it with you. So this is just one among the opportunities. Then there's another one that I absolutely like, and this is what the Google community, the Google ecosystem does, is that each year the organizers a one-on-one session, so with a Google developer expert. So you as a student, or I mean, the GDSC is not only about the students, it is said that it is a community group for students, but there are other people such as professionals, right? So whoever that you are, whatever your technical background is, they don't care about that. You get to have a one-on-one session with a Google developer expert, okay, where you can learn from these people, and they can even guide you if you want to like learn a specific topic, because you see, Google developer expert is about someone who specializes in one of Google technologies, and they have they're already experienced in this thing, so they know how to actually guide you through or give you advices and so forth. And just to tell you that this is how I actually met my mentor, who is a Google developer expert herself, and she actually like guided me a lot, and it was actually very fruitful. So you might want to think about that. Now, networking, guys, networking is so very important. I always emphasize on this thing, because as a techie, okay, as someone in tech, you're going to want to always network. This is how you learn actually as a developer, and this is actually how you grow as well, by networking. So you see, in tech, it's quite vast, and you're going to have people of all backgrounds, specializing in all kind of fields, and you meet these people and learn from them, which is great actually. And you get to also learn from their experiences. For instance, I will tell you about myself. Like I did also network with other people, and this has been very fruitful for me once again. I was not actually someone in tech my whole life. I used to not have a technical background, so when I first started out, I did not know where to go, and no guidance, no mentor, and so forth. So when I started networking, I did find people out there, and they also guided me throughout, which is really great. So do take this opportunity to network as well. Now, the existing communities, as you know, we have a Google Developer Student Club, Google Developer Groups, Women Tech Makers, Google Crowdsource. Of course, I've listed only the communities under Google. As you know, Google Developer Student Club is under Google, because we actually there's a reason I've listed only Google communities, but of course, you do have other communities as well, okay? It's not limited to this only. So yeah, now I will be going through very briefly about each of them, just for you to have an idea. The Google Developer Student Clubs, like Steven said before, this is like where you learn among like other people, okay? And you can see here I have written for university students, but it is not only limited to university students. Like when I was the lead myself, I kept it open, and there were like professionals even in that, because you see, I believe in one thing, okay, which is that you're always learning as a developer, and learning never stops. So that's why I wanted that when I organize workshops, I wanted people to always gain from that. Okay, I was not organizing it for nothing, right? So I always kept it open, but of course it is for university students, but not limited to. Now, it helps bridge the gap between theory and practice. What this means is that, okay, there are the theoretical sides of in tech, and then there's the practical side in tech. Now, you can't be only in the practical side. You can't be only in the theoretical side. It has to be a mixture of both of these, because you have to understand the theory behind to be able to like do something, right? To bring even a product to life. Let's say like you're coding, for instance, you need to have some knowledge of what this is about and to be able to code it. So yeah, this is what we do. We try to bridge the gap between theory and practice in the GDSC, which is very important. I believe that even university level, they sometimes concentrate on only one thing, sometimes just theoretical side or whatever, but here it's quite different. And again, peer-to-peer learning environment, so you get to come together as a community. Like it's like one body. Okay, I don't know if I can say it like this, but it's just like you meet other people, okay, and you learn from these other people, and they also like help you. You help them, and then at the end of the day, whatever knowledge that you gain from them, you just like build something afterwards. Now, the Google Developer Groups. So the Google Developer Groups is for professionals, but not limited to. Of course, you do also have university levels. I mean, it is the same, like communities, it's just the same thing, guys. You just come along for only one single goal, and they help you achieve that, you help them, and so forth. And yeah, this is what it is about. But yeah, in the GDG, you do have like various opportunities. You do get to meet other people. You do have workshops and so forth that are organized by the lead GDG in your region and so forth. And then you have a women tech makers. Once again, same thing as it all applies for all communities, except that in here, it's more about empowering women in tech, okay? Which is, I believe, very important. As you all know, there are much more men in tech than there are in women in tech, and we have to like push. I mean, not push, but I'm not getting the word right now. Kind of, empower, okay, people like the women to get in tech. We have to get them in tech because we know that women can also make a change, right? So this is what women tech makers are about. But of course, we do also like organize events. There are many things, mentorship and so forth. So this is about women tech makers. Then you have a Google Crowdsource. Well, if I were to divide the Google Crowdsource in two parts, well, first of all, let me explain to you what Google Crowdsource is about. Okay, this is more about Google creating like. There are contributors out there, and these contributors help Google create AI, right? So with this AI, we can do a lot of things. For instance, it helps Google like understands our language even. Now, as I was saying, it can be divided into two parts, which is about the contribution part of Google Crowdsource or the community part of Google Crowdsource. Now, what I mean by that is, you see, you can contribute to Google Crowdsource whether you have a technical background or not. And let me tell you that whatever that you're doing is going to be like very beneficial, and because Google is then going to use these models and train these models, create AI to do something like amazing with it later on. Then the community side of it, you have influencers, okay, and influencers do create a community, and once again, you get to have the people that you can learn things with and so forth. Except that Google Crowdsource is more like machine learning stuff. So if you do want to join it, you can reach out to the Google Crowdsource nearest your locality, or you can join my community, which would be great as well. So yeah. Now we are kind of coming to an end. I'm going to tell you a bit about my experiences when I joined the community, right? So as you can see, I kind of listed a few points here, from being a member to being the GDSC lead. Well, yes, I used to be a member of the GDSC myself, and we had a lead who would be like organizing workshops. And just to tell you guys, I did learn so many things that I did not know about, and it did like help me a lot in my career. Like right now, I am working as a software developer, and at that time, the person, like the lead, like my predecessor, she did organize like a Flutter workshop, so I did kind of have an overview. But just to tell you that had she not done such thing, maybe I would never know that, okay, Flutter does exist. I mean, you do get to learn many things, even so many things that I learned I can't even list them all right now. Then I became a GDSC lead, and this was quite an amazing experience for me, because just to tell you that I was very introverted, okay, and also very not so confident. But the GDSC did help me change from being, I mean, I'm still introverted, but I can talk to people. Right now, I'm doing a tech speaker session with all of you. Maybe I wouldn't have been able to do it if the GDSC was not like present, because it did help me grow and change and so forth. So as you can see, the GDSC does impact on your life. And then, of course, I did get like many opportunities while I was the lead. For instance, you see, companies are quite like when you are involved in these kind of communities. It kind of made them like understand that, okay, you're very active and you're doing something, you're learning, you're teaching, you're mentoring. For instance, as a lead, and even now, I was mentoring people, I was organizing workshops, I was doing all kind of things. And just to tell you that I recently like changed job, and I got my job because these people, they quite like what I do as well. And of course, your skills do come in play, but yeah, this is like just a plus. The GDSC is just a plus to whatever skills that you have. Then, of course, networking, I did mention it earlier. Okay, I'm not going to go again on this. And increased knowledge, of course, we're always learning, guys, and learning new things every day. Like so many things that I learned by meeting new people, and from HDSC themselves. Even when I was organizing workshops, I learned things that I did not know about. So yeah, and I hope that you see, you're going to take into consideration whatever that I'm telling you. As you see, the GDSC is not just a fancy name. It is a community where we work hard to be able to bring the best out of everyone, and we want to bring the best out of you as well. So yeah, this is about it. Now, this is like everything that I wanted to say to you. So I hope that you do join the community.